Oh, hell yes.
All right, I got to do my intro here.
Who the hell are you?
I'm going to tell you in a second. ThePowerVoices.com.
Mr.
www.thepowervoices.com. We are all over the place today. We are in Burbank, California, Toluca Lake. We're in between Starbucks and Balboa. That's right. We got people already chiming in between Bob's Big Boy and Starbucks. We're right in the corridor here with great reflected light to make us look so beautiful and right, because we are tight. We're hot bodies, Southern California style. From the community to the world, on the air and everywhere, it's Jesse T, the Brown Beauty, is back on duty with you. Remember, you can download our free app for Apple and Android, The Power of Voices. Go check it out. All these wires going everywhere. I feel like I'm, wired man. Look at that. Look at him.
You look a little wired.
I am wired. I'm wired and I'm hyped up because I got this guy here. I'll tell you who he is in a second. First I got to figure out who he is on a second here on my iPad, because quite frankly, I don't know who he is. I just picked him up off the street here.
Right.
But here's what it is. We got a great show lined up today, but still, you can chime us in on the radio if that's all you can do right now at www.thepowervoices.com. We are all over everywhere. You can catch us on IPTV, all your IPTV devices, wherever you're at. Now, for those of you who can do the visual thing, we do the radio and the visual thing. Look at all these things. Oh, you look so pretty. It's a visual thing.
More visual too.
Yes, he's man. That's how many prisons he's been in. Okay.
Mental institutions.
Mental institutions. Okay, so here we go. We're on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero, ABTV Live, the Digital Broadcasting Network. We're on the Power of Voices, Facebook.com/Power Voices. We're on UPeak. We're on StreamUp. We're on Livestream. We're on YouTube Live. We're on Instagram and Snapchat. We're on www.thepowervoices.com. And we're on www.aventertainmentlive.com. And I know you got some stuff going out.
Well, I'm also streaming on all my channels.
Yeah, well, go give you all your channels out real quick.
I could take a lifetime.
Give me 10.
Live Video Inc. On Facebook or social media. Kurt Kelly, Disaster Relief Inc. Miraculous Rainforest, Vimeo Pro. Just Google Kurt Kelly, you'll find him.
And that's it, man. So we're here. We're broadcasting live. We want you to chime in. Our Facebook crowd is starting to chime in here on one platform. We don't have all that access right here when we're mobile to talk to everybody as they get interactive with us. And but hey, it's good to have you along.
We just don't feel like doing that much work from a remote site.
That's right. We got it everywhere. Okay, now. Look at, I'm going to do a quick little political thing real fast and real fast. Look at, everybody knows I'm a Trumpster. Everybody knows I'm going to vote for Trump. Yes, I'm a Trumpster. I got a Trumpster everywhere.
That's why we should have.
That's right. That's it. Oh, come on, man. I got beautiful hair, man. Look at that flocking Southern California
real
hair.
Too.
Yes.
Also, Donald, this is what real hair looks like.
Yes, okay. Anyhow, look at.
Down normally.
Look at. I am, for all intent and purpose, as you know, I'm a protectionist.
Of the evils,
I am a protectionist. Hardcore. I always have been. I'm an imperialist. Hardcore. I always have been. I'm America first, America all the way. Hardcore. I always have been. I've always been that way for as long as I've ever known. I believe in America. I believe in Americans. I believe in the legal right of a sovereign nation. I believe in having strong borders. I was very mad at Reagan when he did the amnesty thing at the end of his thing. I was very mad at Reagan when he did NAFTA. He broke the back of the evil empire through the Star Wars thing. They couldn't keep up with dollar for dollar. But you see, here's the point. We got to do something with our immigration problem. And if you go, it doesn't matter. What matters is we got to do something, because what has been done in my lifetime over the last 50 years is nothing. And I've seen neighborhoods as a real estate broker working in Southern California for 40 years, walking the streets, door knocking. I've seen neighborhoods destroyed by illegal immigration. I've seen the gangs, 18th Street, MS-13, So 13, and it goes on and on and on, destroy neighborhoods. I've seen what it's done at the street level to neighborhoods that were very nice.
Our government putting crap on the streets, which is a whole other
that's a whole other conversation, But the point is, CIA always has been. But the point is, absolutely, the point is, we've got to do something about this illegal immigration. Now, in reviewing his plan, we're going to do more of this on Monday.
Hold it, is that judge a Mexican?
What's that? Yeah, I don't. He
Come
may
on,
be.
come
Come on. No,
on.
here's
It
the
has
point.
nothing to do with race
It
color.
has nothing.
Hey,
To,
there's
it
a new
has nothing.
concept.
No, it has nothing to do with what I'm
There's a new
talking about.
concept.
Okay.
This wall. You're talking about the wall?
Yeah, look. As far as I'm concerned, they can build a wall 400 feet high
Well,
and
but how
400
deep?
feet deep.
Well,
Okay.
but we tunnel 5 miles deep in
I
both
know, but
cities.
yeah, but I know that there's a dumb underneath bases, the DUMB bases, the deep underground military bases, under Denver International Airport.
Plantex.
Come on, under Denver International Airport.
Plantex.
Okay, there you go. They're all there.
There's a city
But here's
60
the
miles
point.
wide.
Here's the point. We got to do something about our legal immigration. You can't come to this nation. I don't care from Russia, Mexico, Yugoslavia. I don't care from Australia. I don't care from Saudi Arabia. I don't care if you're from the Guinea Islands. I don't care if you're from friggin' Somalia. You can't come to this nation illegally. You've got to come with legality, and that's the bottom line. So we have to do something.
Or if
All right.
you do, be ready to pay the consequences, because there are.
Well, they're not ready to pay the consequences because they skirt the law and they kill people. They drive
and they come
DUIs.
here and get jobs illegally.
And they put other people out of business that are working hard trying to get those jobs.
And
And
they
don't
don't
tell
get
me the
money.
falsehood. Don't tell me the falsehood. We got to get rid of unemployment. We got to get rid of EBT. We got to get rid of welfare, and we got to get rid of illegal aliens. That's the bottom line. Okay, now, so much for my political statement. The
Well-
reason why I have him here today, Kurt Kelly. Kurt Kelly has been around for a long time. You can IMDb him. He's got a list as long as your left arm, but not as long as my right arm.
That's only because they didn't publish the rest yet.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Like 5 new
Darn it.
stuff yesterday.
I thought I had one up on you this time. Okay, so anyhow, he's been a producer, a writer, director. He's been an actor. He's been a voiceover specialist, a radio personality. I know him from the radio business for a long time, and he's been around the country. He's also been a political activist. He's also been a community activist. He's also been an activist for the world and the global affairs. And one of the things that I really like about Kurt Kelly, as you IMDb him right now, one of the things I like about him, he's very cutting edge. He's very cutting edge and out of the box in terms of how he logically puts things together and just doesn't fall for the storyline that's in front of you. He digs back behind there and says, you know, what are they really doing? What are they really saying? And he's not afraid to get out there and walk the walk and talk the talk. The guy's had his challenges with some powers and authorities, and, to say the least.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, well, I'll let you speak to that, but
According to the CIA, it's worse.
he's like me. I fight human trafficking. I go out and I face the pimps with my 45. I do those types of things. I have for 10 years. I fight that stuff. And he's been out there too. And so I wanted to bring him on the show because there's something that we can all agree to here. Yeah. And that is, we got to do something about keeping our planet alive.
Oh, you mean global warming is not a Chinese myth to undermine American business?
Well, there's a lot to say about that.
It's actually an American myth. We started in the CIA, but it's actually real.
But also the planet does warm and does cool by itself naturally. So there's a lot of natural aspects.
Like a car engine.
Mm-hmm.
Your car needs gas and oil and antifreeze and all the things, components to run right. So does the Earth. It had all this stuff in it for centuries, and as the plates get less and less gas, oil, water, and fluids, the shale against shale starts to spark and builds up molten lava and heats the Earth's core. Not to mention the pollutants we're putting on the planet, and don't forget our landfills.
But there's an argument about the pollutants. All the human beings on the planet Earth, if they were put together, polluting the land like they are polluting the air, how much would they pollute and how much would they not pollute?
Well, do they work for Eli Lilly or Dow Chemical? It depends on who the people are. If they work for, Monsanto, where we can grow something once and never again from any of the fruit from it, and we have genetically modified everything. Honestly, part of the obesity and the cancer and all the things is not only the GMOs, it's all the toxins.
Hey, the chemtrails in there.
The chemtrails
that pollute the dirt and the water and the plants.
In the United States right now to fumigate people's homes. I am a victim, and I refuse to sign the waiver, of actual toxins that were used in World War I and II, methyl bromide and chloropicrin.
They're using it in the air right now.
They use it in homes today, and they put it in my house, and they didn't look at the frickin' carpeting and it has real foam rubber. It's not. That's fine. That's Google. I'm on their beta testing. Google, seriously, when people see how many times, unfortunately, Google Play services has stopped, they would realize that the beta shit is vaporware, and the stuff they're putting on the phones is worse. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? I do a lot of technology stuff. I actually help pioneer, if you research deep enough, for those who want to dig into my deep anal cavities of history, have invented and pioneered a lot of technology. At age 6 to 8, I actually had the FBI show up at the house and take away my Radio Shack stuff because they didn't want somebody rewriting the Library of Congress at my age, because I thought it was too convoluted. And so I hacked in. Now, realize this was also in the 60s, so it was harder to hack into stuff like that. So I did graduate high with honors. I do believe in natural.
Are you doing something near me that you shouldn't be doing?
Smell? Oh, yes, I have a license for this.
Oh, okay.
It's my medicine.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I was showing this as we're going on the air.
Oh,
okay. You missed the marijuana mansion party.
Well,
gifting.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's not me. Thank you very much.
No, he hasn't invited.
No, I don't do any of that stuff.
No.
None of it. Never. I am clean, toxic free.
Really?
Yes, I am.
But see, so am I. I'm not putting in chemicals. I'm putting in natural herbs.
Here's the point.
I'm using herbs.
Let's talk about natural herbs.
Since I got off the chemicals, the 14 pills a day in the past year, look at the pictures on Facebook in the last year. You've seen me drop 100 pounds.
You have.
I have.
You actually look pretty cute.
Thank you.
You want to go out on a date?
Thank you. Well, look at she thought it was cute too.
Yeah. Matt Birch is here to say hi. Repo Man. Remember? You know Repo Man?
No.
Yeah. The Repo Operation Repo. Matt Birch.
Oh wow.
That's Matt. Hey, what's up, Matt?
Hey, buddy.
He's got a great show called Matt Birch POV.
How come I haven't been on a show?
Well, he hasn't had me on the show yet either.
What the hell?
What's wrong with you, Matt? Okay,
dude.
Joshua T. Bergen, he's on. Yeah. He's a cool dude, man. He's totally into clean skin, toxic-free skin, toxic-free stuff. Okay, wait a minute now. Like now let's talk about why you're here. Hold on a second. All right, if I let you have, no, you're not here to talk about that, but you are in essence, because we are talking about plant life. No, listen, we are talking about plant life, and here's the thing.
Well, and
you did. Hold on a second. You did a recent documentary, and that's what I want to talk about. The one about the destruction of the rainforests. Mm-hmm. Because, folks, I don't know if you know too much about the rainforest. I did some preliminary information here about the rainforest, and they are tearing and destroying thousands and thousands of kilometers of rainforest every single second that we are living
every single day.
Every day. In fact,
including holidays.
They're saying 40 years from now, there will be no more rainforests on the planet Earth. And that means our oxygen is gone. And that means we all die. And that means the depopulationists got us. They won the game. People like Gates, depopulationists. People like Rockefeller, like George Soros. Don't you get me wrong. They're all connected together to depopulate the Earth. And one of the ways they're doing it, not just cutting the trees down for the wood, not just getting the good water, not just killing the plants and the animals and the insects and the life, not for anything else, but they're doing it to kill the oxygen in the air. And that's what the rainforest is about. So tell me, how did you get involved in doing this documentary about the rainforest? And tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I've always been a humanitarian since birth. I came out of the womb one, I think. I actually was born into the book of Who's Who's for politics and world leaders. I come from generations of people who have been effing up this planet.
Right.
And I knew by the time I was 5, I didn't want to be part of any of it. Because I had presidents and senators and heads of nations and countries sitting in our living room, and I would hear spin control. Well, we need to get some spin control on this, which is just another way to say, how do we lie about this? And religion and politics, none were invented by God, are all spin control to control the population. If people got into spirituality and got into stop invading other space and learn how to coexist and stop all of this race, color, creed, gender bullshit, because it is.
Right.
My God doesn't color code.
Come on,
my God doesn't say, "Oh, it's a white lie. It's okay." I was saving you. Oh, fuck you. You're not saving me from anything.
Look, I didn't even know anything about that until I was 14 or 15 years old.
I knew about it because they were pushing me right up the seminary to be in the Catholic Church with all of those crazy people.
I could not tell in 74 and 75 whether you were white, black, green, pink, or had purple polka dots. It didn't matter to me. It didn't matter to my family. It didn't matter to our friends.
Motown and drug, sex, rock and roll, and Black Panthers.
But LAUSD imposed this upon us. LAUSD, LA Unified School District, imposed this little card upon us in 1974 at homeroom class, and all of a sudden we had to be black, we had to be Mexican, we had to be Asian, we had to be white, or we had to be other. All of a sudden there was never any of that up to that point.
And see, they don't have one that says Mutt or Heinz 57.
No,
that's a box I would take.
Look,
my family's fucked with everybody.
Look, I got in great trouble, and here's why I got in great trouble.
Who are first cousins who are part Japanese.
Brother, I sent the card back, and they said other. I said American. right? Then the card came back to me the next day at homeroom in Burr Junior High School in 1974. I wrote other USA citizen. And then it came back to me again, and I said, Mr. and Mrs. Torrero's son. Then it came back to me again, a boy. Then it came back to me again, God's creature. Then it came back to me again with a note, go see the principal.
I didn't get that many shots. After about the first or second one in Catholic schools, they sent you right to the.
So here's my mother, the wisdom of my mother. Mr. Quinlan, who I used to forge his signature.
Right.
And charge everybody 25 cents or 50 cents in 1974 when they were late. I could forge signatures. I was really good at it.
Hey,
Don't tell anybody. Okay, 25 or 50 cents in 74. That was good money for a 14-year-old. You do it 10 times a day.
With $250 at least.
You know, anyhow. So, hey, you can't tell anybody. PowerVoices.com. And we're right here, www.thepowervoices.com with Kirk Kelly. We're talking about his new documentary about the Amazon, but we're also talking a whole bunch of stuff. The show's all over the place, but stay with us.
We have several documentary films on rainforest. The Amazon and Black Jaguar Foundation are two that I've been working with, and I've been working on the Amazon for over 30 years. But I started to realize as I started working with some of the top biologists and ecologists and environmentalists on the planet, from Greenpeace to Save the Whales, and I'm part of all of those, not publicly. Do I support them with private donations and footage and other stuff? Absolutely. You have to understand, I'm the same guy who's already served 3 life sentences in foreign prisons for our country doing the right thing. And
wait a minute, explain that one.
Well,
you had 3 life sentences.
Yeah,
you're doing the right thing. What are you doing here between Bob's Big Boy and Starbucks?
My longest life sentence the last 5 days. The first one was 36 hours. You know, when you're in a foreign country and you know how to use Intel like I do,
right?
Because I've trained a lot of people on. I invent technology. I'm usually, as Jeff Holm, who is one of the best special effects and directors in Hollywood these days out of Milwaukee. Jeff and I have worked together since the 90s, since before Titanic even. And Jeff has always said, I'm usually 30 years ahead of technology. I see where we need to go. And so I've been secretly, you know, I help, if you look at the Mars Pathfinder mission, I help do those broadcasts. And I told them before we crashed the servers at the Smithsonian, we didn't have enough bandwidth, and we ended up crashing the servers because no one's expecting at 56 dial-up that you'll get a billion hits a second. And so they had to bring in the White House and DOD and other things to support it. I know, and I pioneered the first live broadcast over the internet in high definition a couple of years ago using a technology out of Istanbul from a hotel room in a Hilton back to Hollywood and live with less than a half a second, millisecond delay. So I've been on the cutting edge of technology.
So tell me about the Amazon and why the Amazon? Why did you pick that one in your most recent documentary to do?
I've always had a fascination to go to Brazil, and so we actually started that series.
And they cut down about 2 million, kilometers.
More than that. The corridor that is longer right now, probably than crossing the entire United States. As of 5 years ago, it was from from Houston to Boston, that corridor.
I read somewhere last night that they're cutting down so much rainforest in the Amazon region, the size of the state of New Jersey every year.
It's actually larger than that now. And if you look at Maratus, which is the one we're doing in Indonesia, the Maratus Rainforest Shouldn't Die, and also The Final Cut, which are 2 other films we're working on, and television. We've shot so much footage to document illegal black trade, animals being slaughtered. There's a reason why there's only one white rhino left, and he will never reproduce because he's too old and he's in captivity. Because somebody has them on their wall or on their floor, or they want the tusks or the ivory.
Well, they just can't be doing that just for the wood.
They're doing it for the sports. They take people out hunting on expeditions. We have a lot of money, and they take them into these back jungles and let them slaughter.
I saw these pictures.
And we have footage of this.
I saw these pictures online.
And local law enforcement.
And I also watched your video clips.
The Final Cut one?
Yeah, the video clips about this.
Well, you see law enforcement freaking out. They didn't even want to bring our camera crews in.
Forest just decimated for miles and miles.
Chinese wastelands.
It's unbelievable.
With burning and timber.
Don't they realize that part of the planet, that equatorial region, is what filters our oxygen
and our water,
everything.
And if we had trampled on that little violet about 5 years ago in one of the other rainforests, we would have not found the cure for children's leukemia and cancer. We would just slow the F down. We haven't even discovered 99.5% of the potential cures and remedies in the rainforest.
You see, it doesn't make sense.
We've already destroyed over probably 50% of the rainforest around the planet in the last 50 years.
I was reading that they don't even know how many insects and animals and plants.
We knew that there was a possibility of about 10 million life forms after Extinction 5. Now, hang on. I said Extinction 5.
Okay.
For those of you who are gullible enough to read and believe that the pyramids were built by people dragging rocks on poles and stuff up, come on. How did they cut the rocks first?
Right.
Get them that geometrically.
Well, there's technology we don't know about.
This is the fifth extinction. There have been other life forms on Earth that we may not have unburied yet because they're buried so deep. But the point is, we're doing it again. In Extinction 6, we built these underground cities for the upper elite.
There you
We
go.
put all the resources down there they need to coexist underneath there.
The upper elite.
The cities exist. I've been
It's done right.
in New York. They're here in LA.
DUMBs, baby. DUMBs.
Amarillo, the little city in Butthole, Texas.
How about the giant
60
aquifer?
miles wide.
How about the giant aquifer under the Dakotas that they're filtering Lake Michigan, Washington through a giant pipeline into the aquifers?
This is not conspiracy theory, folks. I'm not a civilian. Sorry. I wish I was born a civilian. I was born.
Well, I'm a civilian.
And I'm not
I just do a lot of reading.
I'm a contractor.
Right.
I'm the guy they bring in when they can't have their hands attached to it, or when things need to be handled because they know I know so much. I don't get a choice in this. When your government says you must, the consequences are you can do 35 to 100. You can pay them 10 million for the privilege of being bent over, which is I've talked to several attorneys, including the U.S. attorney, who've told me that was abuse of power by the FBI and other agencies who made me work with them. I wasn't paid for it. No, I have been paid as a government contractor for being the voice of everything. Let me just ask you a quick question.
Ask.
Because I'm declassified. Hypothetically, your worst enemy on the planet.
Okay.
Would you share 60% of your intel with them?
No.
Okay, then why is 60% of U.S. intelligence sitting on bolus servers in the capital city of Pakistan? I'm just saying.
Probably the same.
More than on
probably the same reason why they're cutting down hundreds of thousands of acres of rainforest.
Because there is no such thing as terrorists. The CIA funded ISIS, and so did 13 other countries.
Right.
Turkey being one of them, Australia. I can go down the list. It's all researchable. And when you find this stuff online from Snowden and other people, they aren't making this stuff up. They're putting their ass on the line to let you know it. We have footage, whether I live or die, that will serve us. In fact, careful, guys, because the example of what came out on the Bush family while I was in Texas with that little car ride, which you saw,
right,
was one of the password-coded things that if I don't recode on time, somebody can just let it float up in the world. So there are other things starting to surface. There are meetings that I've had with government agencies that got posted while I was in jail impersonating myself in Texas.
Your documentary that they can find online.
Look for the Final Cut movie for one of them. The Final Cut movie.
About the rainforest.
Yeah, in my name, that'll bring it up.
Okay.
And also Meratus, Meratus, Meratus Rainforest Should Not Die. There's a group that has like 3,000 plus people on Facebook. There's a like page on Facebook. There's Meratus Rainforest Do Not Die, shouldnotdie.com. Also disasterreliefinc.org, which is a charity I started 16 years ago, and we just raise money and help people out around the world and don't make a lot of noise about it. You see, I've done Live Aid, Farm Aid, Kool-Aid. I've done every major event that there has been for charities around the planet silently. This time I'm stepping up. Oh no, Rock for the Americas was one where I got a war stop for 4 days in Central America because I demanded if I was shipping millions of dollars in from the benefit, because I produced it. The White House and the UN get a ceasefire in Central America for 4 days with UN peacekeeping troops, and that was something I actually got. I don't know any president's gotten a ceasefire for 4 days, but I did.
Being out there, when you were out there floating around that boat, that raft, going up into these tributaries and seeing the decimation that's done, the people that are around you that were on these expeditions with you, while you're putting this together, what are their feelings about what they're seeing in their own countries?
Well, first off, on some of these shoots, I haven't actually been on those shoots because I've been shooting literally around the world. Some of these shots were done when I was done in India by other crews.
Right.
Because I run several companies around the world, live videoing being
right.
one of them. And I produce a lot of stuff for my clients. Like,
what is the feedback that you get by the locals that see this happening?
We're putting it, well, we're putting it in the films. If you look at the final cut, you're
Right.
actually seeing the biologist, and we open it up
Right.
with one guy who's been going there for 30 years talking about how it's just been completely decimated. The old guy in the chair
Yes.
who
Yeah.
has been visiting that country for years.
Mhm.
And the locals that you can get to talk to you, most are in such tormented fear. And there's language barriers. When you're dealing with the people from the inner jungles,
Mhm.
they don't speak our languages. We don't speak their languages. So there's a translation problem there also.
So what we have here is we have around the globe.
I mean, how do you communicate with headhunters?
Around the globe, in the center of the globe, because this is where the equatorial and
India,
tropic regions
in
are at.
Indonesia, in
Okay, around the
Brazil,
center of
yeah.
the globe is where the
'Cause that's
rain
where the
is,
most
and the
humidity
heat
is.
and the humidity. Okay, we're tearing this stuff down, destroying things we don't even know.
The Amazon alone provides 30% of the Western medicine right now, 30%, 25 to 30% of medicine, water, and food source for the Western Hemisphere.
What
alone.
about the oxygen?
That doesn't include what's being pulled out to China or other countries. That doesn't include the air we're decimating. Here's the thought. If we legalize cannabis, which we know is cures, and the reason it was
Cures
made
everything.
illegal in the United States was
Right.
because of Levi realizing
Right.
that hemp was stronger than cotton and they could
Right.
control the cotton market,
Right.
not the hemp market.
I know
And
that.
also because Dow realized it was
Yes.
stronger than nylon.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who lobbied to keep it out.
Yeah.
But we know, and also Eli Lilly, because Christ, if you can grow your own cures, you don't need to.
Right.
We need you on the tip. Here, have this medicine that cause sudden convulsions,
No,
blindness,
the
and a fraction from
biopharmaceuticals
hell.
are major problems. with
Dude,
that.
I've read so many of these things over the years, and God bless you for the jobs, folks. But let's get honest. If you have something that's going to cause possible sudden death, why do you want to sign up for that?
Okay, so tell me why, in your point of view, why are they destroying the forest? Why are they destroying cures
Well,
we don't even know about?
because
Why are they not letting cures we
They
know
may
about happen?
know
Tell me
about
why.
the cures. Let's look at the facts now. There were certain people who didn't. We don't have to name names. It's public record. Who
Well,
were major
Rockefellers,
celebrities who
Rothschilds,
didn't die, who
DuPonts.
got AIDS or some of these other diseases that everybody's dropping dead from and are still
Warburgs.
alive today. If you have enough money,
English
you
Empire.
can get the cure. But we don't want
Dutch
to make
Empire.
it available to the masses because shit,
The
they
Lee
will have
family
more of them.
in
They keep
Asia.
procreating those damn people.
Yeah.
You see,
Warwicks.
we never get rid of slavery. Slavery was just changed. It was then called employment because now we can blacklist you. We can.
Well, it's
put
called
shit on
credit.
you
It's called
mentally.
credit and debt.
Exactly.
It's debt.
We can throw you in jail even and have you arrested for doing stuff. And now we don't have to house you. We don't have to feed you. We don't have to, and we can still fuck you. Come on, how many secretaries can say that their boss, made it a condition of continued employment? I know it happened to me. At least I got a cheeseburger afterward.
Well, you know something? You can't do that to me. Thank you.
Well, I guess you're not getting a cheeseburger then. Hey, what if
Look
it's a Happy Meal with a happy
Anything
ending?
that he says
I'm kidding.
is him saying it.
Exactly.
It's not me
I
saying
take
it.
full responsibility.
Full
for me.
responsibility for him.
I always have. But see, I've always had the philosophy: be epic. If you're going to screw up, make it big so people remember your screw up
Here's a
and learn
philosophy.
something from it.
Here's a
If you're
philosophy.
going to make it good, make it big.
I
Why tiptoe into
tell
it?
everybody this. I'm perfect, right? The brown
Right.
beauty on duty. Jesse T. It's me. I can't help but being me, Jesse T. And I'm perfect. And people go, what do you mean you're perfect? Everybody makes mistakes. I said, you don't understand. I'm perfect. What do you mean you're perfect? Yes, I'm perfect. Don't you get the word perfect? I'm perfect. I'm perfect in everything I do. Yeah, you can't be. You're so vain and self-conscious and I'm selfish and all, blah, 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 blah. And I say, no. When I mess up perfectly.
Thank you.
I am the biggest perfect mess up.
Epic.
That when I do something great, I do it perfect. But when I mess up, I do it perfectly.
Thank you.
So I'm perfect.
Because you learn more when you have a big screw up.
Oh,
And
Lord.
the embarrassment, and everybody talking about it. And if you can't learn to laugh it off, it's not how you fall down. It's not how many times you fall
All right.
down. It's
All
how you
right.
get back up.
We're gonna get into another segment here real quick here. www.thepowervoices.com. Jesse T Show live at 5 right here, straight on the point today as you enter my world, according to Torero. It's good to have you along with Kurt Kelly here, a man of many trades, a man of many thoughts, a man of many words. There's not many cats out there that can all talk Jesse T. But when he gets in the picture, he and I have this joust back and forth. We're like knights jousting back and forth. The guy's got a lot to say. He's done a lot. He's got a lot of background, a lot of history. And I definitely like the cause that he's fighting and trying to save the rainforests of the world, because, guys, without the rainforest, we lose our oxygen. And when we lose our oxygen, Well, I guess we just cease to exist. I think we are corporeal subjects that need air in our lungs to breathe.
Well, or get some gills. You know, we do have a lot of Pisces in the world.
Yeah,
They can
that's
start
true.
swimming.
We do that.
Yeah.
But hey, check it out. Download that app for your Apple and your Android. Also, go to our websites at www.aventertainmentlive.com or www.thepowervoices.com. We're streaming all the time on our digital broadcasting network right here on live stream Periscope. No, I eliminated Periscope. I don't like them anymore. YouTube Live, Instagram, Snapchat. Also on
UP and Vimeo Pro.
And we're going to get to that too as well, and start making that happen. So we're out there in a lot of places, and it's good to have you along with us as we grow and get more and more people watching and listening.
I've been on your show, and we're in the process of launching a network, so maybe we should sit down after the show sometime and talk about how we can put your show on one of my networks.
Well, we should do that.
Yeah,
we do stuff. We do have a Roku contract. We have an Amazon contract.
Yeah.
We have a Verizon contract. We're negotiating Xbox Live, and we're negotiating Google and Apple right now.
I caution you to be careful with AT&T.
Well, you know, what can you do?
I mean, in that respect, actually,
yes, that's true. All right, so they deplete the rainforest, okay? Let's kind of tie this off because there's some other things I want to chat with you in our limited time together. They deplete the rainforest. They kill it off in 40 years. That's what all the projections
It'll be less than that,
on all the websites that you type up, the destruction of the world
It'll be less
rainforest.
than that.
Okay, now
I'll tell you what.
we have no more oxygen. Our air is polluted completely. Okay, at that time.
Boy, we sell air like we sell water. Then.
We're not filtering. We're not
bottles.
filtering anything.
Oh,
So
they'll sell it.
what happens in your estimation?
Well, I actually have footage we haven't released yet with UN officials admitting they've known how to stop global warming for 100 years. The reason they haven't is they've been too busy making money off it. One. Two, they didn't think they'd live this long, the old guys. Three, and more importantly, they already have these underground cities already built for themselves. So when this goes sideways, they've already got a place for them and their heirs to go, like the Rothschilds, etc. You got to have a lot of money to get in on the seat ticket. And then,
Bill Gates isn't on this ticket.
No, he probably would be in the servant category.
In this.
Seriously.
No, because you're talking about guys with $500 trillion.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
In the U.S. alone, according to my inside sources at the Department of Justice, they know that in the U.S. alone, the Rothschilds control $700 trillion in assets.
And that's from dirt to air. That's from the dirt to the sky.
Okay.
Everything.
They're the biggest weapon manufacturers, the biggest black market manufacturers of blood diamonds.
Oh, they run both edges of the blade.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
And they're also the people who repossessed your landmarks in Greece and other countries because they're foreclosing on everyone to seize more assets. Because when they crush the markets
they
down,
created the central bank system, the
One
fiat
thing.
financial system, where they own every central bank in the world.
Well, and they were there naming the gold prices when the gold commodities started in London.
Yeah, when you do your homework and you open your eyes and get out of the box.
It's not conspiracy theory.
No,
especially when
it
you
is
go
what
up
it
in
is.
the rooms with these people talking and you hear them admitting it.
So what happens when the rainforest is destroyed?
Well, they're already
in your
projecting,
eyes.
according to the people I interviewed from the UN, the footage that they've threatened to kill me if I release. And the CIA has told me, you know, I'm on the most keep this guy alive list and the most kill this fucker list. The reality is that they realize sea levels are going to raise between 1 to 300 feet in the next 15 to 25 years alone, and that the thing we saw with Patricia about a year and a half ago is only the tip of what we're about to see.
Let me explain what that means.
Patricia.
Here, for a lot of Patricia,
Go look at the NASA shots. Google Kurt Kelly, NASA, and Patricia hurricane. You'll see a eye of the hurricane. It looks like Mother Earth's eye pissed off with red and black.
Let me talk about the rising of the sea levels real quick, because for those of you who don't live in Southern California, as we broadcast all over the globe from the community to the world, you might be in Tennessee, you might be in Illinois right now, you might be in North Carolina, you might be in Oklahoma.
You're in New Orleans, you know what we're talking about.
Okay, when you talk about here in Southern California, the rising of the sea limit, the sea levels, the basin of Los Angeles is at sea level. It's about 4 feet higher than the Pacific Ocean.
Literally.
4 feet higher.
I live at 1,200 feet for a reason.
And so what happens there is, I probably need a power backup on it. So what happens?
I come prepared.
I have one in my box over here.
That's what she said.
Yes. So anyhow, If the rise of the ocean at Santa Monica Beach or Venice Beach or Redondo Beach goes up just a little bit, we're talking 4 feet. That's 4 feet. Now we're at 5. The water will come in all the way to East Los Angeles.
Oh, easily.
Okay, now let me give you a perspective,
The LA
folks.
River won't run it off quick enough.
Let me give you a perspective here. You're talking 14 miles inland in a matter of seconds to East LA. Then you're going to go to a rise of about 50 to 100 feet above sea level. If the water comes in 10 feet from the Pacific Ocean,
at the speed it'll be coming in.
It'll be coming in with the Pacific Ocean pushing that mass forward fast. It'll wrap around what is now the Hollywood sign. So when you go on the internet and you see the Hollywood sign in Hollywood, that's Hollywood Hills. That's a Hollywood mountain. Hollywood. That's 500 feet.
That's only 500.
500 feet.
Wow.
Okay.
That's why I can see it.
Yeah.
I live
Okay.
at 1,200 feet.
So it comes. The San Fernando Valley. I'm sorry. I apologize. Mount Hollywood is 1,000 feet.
I thought it was 1,000.
The San Fernando Valley. It'll come around into the San Fernando and the San Gabriel Valley.
Van Nuys will be coming.
We're 400 feet, 300 to 400 feet above sea level at Panorama City. So Burbank.
That'll be lakefront property.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Or
we're
seafront.
so now. If the water
Don't forget
rises,
stuff that'll come in through Ventura and up by that whole military base up there.
yeah. So you see, what we're talking about here is we're talking about end of civilization as we know it.
Well, New York's not even
No,
15 feet above
the
sea
East
level,
Coast is
unless
even-
you live at 100 stories.
the East Coast is even worse.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyhow,
Miami.
so the rainforest is destroyed. There's no more oxygen or it's depleted.
Well, you have to realize with all this warming, we're also releasing toxins on the planet that have been sealed in iceberg for who knows how long. And we're not equipped for those new diseases that are now starting to be exposed. Ebola could have been something that came from somebody bringing something from one of the poles.
Well, here's a
We don't know.
Here's a thought. The dinosaur age that lasted 100 million years. Okay.
Only 100 million?
Only 100
By
million.
our best guess, by the way,
The
folks.
dinosaur
This is our
age,
best guess.
The last dinosaurs, the Jurassic period, when it was destroyed by some believe in asteroids, some believe in meteors, some believe a lot of things. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Those creatures were huge. You've seen the bones in the museums. Their lungs were the size. Their lungs were the size of semi trucks
or redwood trees.
So the oxygen on the Earth, we know scientists have said, is much more oxygen on the Earth per how they measure oxygen per scale. Okay, so much more oxygen that you and I, living in that period, we wouldn't be able to survive. No, we wouldn't have been able to survive.
It was too pure.
It was too pure. Those big animals had to, those reptiles had to have that kind of pressure in the oxygen to help their lung capacity move.
Right.
Because they didn't have
eating the enormous amount of vegetation.
Right. They had to have that lung. So what gets trapped in Antarctica, in those blue lakes and those blue ice real deep at the bottom of the Earth.
What dinosaurs were trapped in the ice age that we don't even know about yet that haven't
been
unearthed? So
the point is, so we have the depletion of the rainforest. We have global warming naturally. I argue that it's more natural than man-made, but that's another time. We can discuss that later.
It was up until the last 50 years when technology started fracking and oil and gas pollution.
Well, I don't know about you, but I like fracking. I just don't frack enough.
Yes, depends on what her name is. And
I got to do some freaking fracking. I got to do some
freaky fracks. You should come to the party tonight.
I got to do some freaking fracking on Friday.
By the way, these are not mental institutions.
Okay.
These are like VIP.
I got to do freaking fracking on Friday, having fun.
I've got some good parties. There's some mansion parties tomorrow night.
Mansion parties?
Some of these mansion parties.
I'm going to get myself in trouble if I go to mansion parties.
I have never been thrown out of a mansion party yet.
Well, you haven't been with me, just
I've been thrown out of some great clubs.
Okay, look at.
But that's because I had video on shit.
This is my hypothesis and my thought about why they're destroying the rainforest indiscriminately, way beyond the need of why we need the wood and all the natural resources.
Right.
They're destroying it because I believe that at the highest level, the depopulation the population of the planet Earth, the depopulationists like Bill
It's
Gates,
faster than
like
warming.
his father,
It's faster than warming.
the Rockefellers, okay, they want to get rid of at least half of the human
Well, you
population
understand, the
in the next 200
Rockefellers
years.
helped with Grand Central Station alone. For those of you who don't believe about these underground cities, if you grow a set, I want you to go beneath the tracks on the north side of Grand Central Station, the lower tracks, sneak onto the tracks and walk down about a half a mile or so and go down through one of those tunnels.
Which city are you
Grand
talking
Central,
about?
New York, Grand Central
Oh, yeah,
Station, New York.
yeah, okay.
And you can get into the tunnels and start going down. Get a homeless person. They can show you. Ask them where the mole people live. And I had people take me down 20 stories underneath Grand Central Station. I saw guards and cities and stuff going on with big trucks and crane elevators. That
Oh, well, look at.
These are real.
Look at you go in the Shenandoah Mountains, okay?
This is not
You go
conspiracy. It's real.
you go into West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. They have cut into mountainsides.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Mount Rushmore was an experiment.
they have cut into mountainsides where they have railroad systems and
They have roads and freeways.
the opening of the warehouse door, which is that mountain being excavated open, makes semi-trucks, 18 and 22 wheel semi-trucks, look like little Hot Wheels.
Go look at Google Earth.
It's right there.
Go look at Google Earth.
And they don't care if you shoot it.
Zoom in on Amarillo, Texas, those two things that look like big corn silos in downtown.
Right.
Except if you've been there, you know corn, no, they brought to hell with it. Those are missile silos.
Right.
Those will open up and launch out a rain of hell fury. If there's ever hell on earth, it's coming right out of Amarillo, Texas.
So when you look at why they're doing it, my hypothesis has always been is to destroy human life.
Okay, well, let's take it even a step further. The Communist Manifesto said they would not take us over by war, they'd take us over by our own moral decay. And our government, the Senate Republicans, made $9 trillion on the jobs they exported to all the factories they own in the foreign countries. $9 trillion in undeclared income last year alone. If we did that, we'd be in prison, and they could repay half the national debt that way. They also enacted a law 3.5 years ago called the Homeland Ready Preparedness Act.
Oh boy.
And if you go on the web and Google that, it's on the White House, so it's real.
That's a scary.
And that act gives the president all the way up to the inauguration day, January 20th, to declare martial law.
Yeah, that's what JD
even in the event of peace. So it really doesn't matter who you vote for in this election,
No, it
because they've
doesn't.
already decided they don't want Trump in office.
Well, I'll argue with it. I think they do.
No, they don't. The Illuminati doesn't want him in. The Rothschilds don't want him in. They can't control those dumbasses.
No, I think they can. I think.
They're gonna just bitch slap him
No,
down.
no, I think he's being told what to do.
Okay, and then they got Hillary, who can leak White House secrets on.
And they don't want. That's all. They don't want that.
Her. She's not going.
They actually wanted Jeb Bush.
Well, but it didn't help when Mommy said he's my third favorite son.
No, I know that, but see,
put the second one up to one
you see,
next,
I believe that Trump.
Yes.
I believe that Trump is being controlled by those
the
people.
Rothschilds?
Oh, absolutely. He's
I
a
wouldn't
he's
doubt
a
that, knowing
pittance.
Donald.
He's a pittance compared to
Donald
that.
I have met over the years and have interacted.
That's what I've always
Remember
said.
Dallas, Donald?
It doesn't really matter, man. It doesn't really matter. They're going to get who they get.
Well,
but what matters
the bottom line is
that
hell
we
on
know
earth
is that
does
we
exist.
well, it does, and what matters is that we as a public, as citizenry, we should be educated
I'm
in a way,
curious, how is it that
so at least we
1%,
understand.
1%,
This is how our conversations go.
1%
Sometimes we listen to each other.
99% of the world's
Well,
wealth.
go figure it out.
Why doesn't 99% wake the F up and say, you know what,
Because
hey,
it goes
you know
back
what,
to-
we
it
were
goes-
all born on the same
Dude, it
planet,
goes
we
back
want
to-
our fair share,
It goes
and you
back
are
to
now
the fall of Rome.
homeless.
It goes back to the fall of Rome.
It goes back to people being afraid.
It goes back to the fall
It
of
goes back
Rome.
before that. It goes back to people being afraid of God, being afraid
God
of
was a creation by
religion.
man.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I believe there's a God, but mine is a spiritual one, not one that's going to punish
It's not
you
a God that we have in our mind.
No, it's
Come
kind of like
on.
a Matrix God.
No,
If you screw up in this
it's an
episode of
energy.
Matrix,
It's a chi.
you're gonna come
That's
back.
why I like, I study martial arts because it's the chi. It's the energy of life.
Exactly.
It's the spark.
It's the energy you put out.
Right. But here's the point. The point is, we've got to do something. At least go out swinging. At least go out trying to fight this.
Well, we can.
And this is why I wanted
But
you
it
on the
takes
show.
people taking action. And
This is why I wanted you on the
rats.
show tonight.
Oh.
Today is because tonight on the East Coast is because I knew this conversation would turn out like this.
Okay.
Okay, because when we get together, that's sort of what happens. It's like trying to find It's like going to a bar or a barber shop and two guys just start blah, 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 blah. That's what happens.
Well, but when you are high level thinking, not high, because well, I may be high physically, I'm not high mentally. I don't get weed to get stoned. I get weed to take care of the fact that I'm right now sitting with you with multiple fractures from an assault and head trauma from a concussion where somebody beat the shit out of me in Hollywood, took my watch, took my phones, and took my ID. According to the Federal Trade Commission, I'm one of the most impersonated people on the planet. There's a now, I found out from Hollywood PD, a Kurt Gregory Kelly, born on the exact same day as me, and another Kurt Kelly that lives on Sycamore Street, and wherever you assholes are who got me those charges down in San Diego and in Van Nuys and other shit, the feds know it's not me, I know it's not me, you know it's not me, and you know how many sets of fingerprints I probably have on file and DNA samples? It's ridiculous.
Well, I had a lot of DNA. I had a lot of DNA samples out there. Wait a minute, I had a lot of DNA samples out there before I was married.
No. But the things that are supposed to protect us in life don't. We have criminals with badges who abuse their power in law enforcement. We have attorneys who are corrupt and can be bought off for the right price to tip a trial or things. Justice isn't justice unless you can afford it.
Yeah.
We need to get
there's
justice
a two-tier
for
justice system.
Us. Everybody.
There's a two-tier justice system.
You don't afford.
Always has been.
Yeah, if you
Come
have
on.
the right money, you can kill
Jordan
people.
Maxwell talks about the justice of the planet, and it's called maritime law, the law of the sea.
Well, when you get people in your
and I like Jordan
government
Maxwell.
killing your presidents, which has happened.
No,
in
they
this country.
executed. They didn't kill him. They executed
yes.
him.
Yeah.
I've been there. Who killed JFK?
Well, it was ordered by George Bush Sr. when he was running the CIA. When Nixon got pissed off and Agnew over the fact that they lost to Kennedy in '59, they got together and conspired, and bin Laden was hired in '59. Bin Laden himself is actually not dead. They killed his brother and brought his brother's body back.
Oh, that's why they dumped him in sea.
Yeah, that's why they dumped him in sea, because they didn't want the DNA samples compared, because then they'd know for sure.
See, I've always felt that bin Laden was killed in the caves of Tora Bora.
No.
Okay.
He's still alive. He's still working for the CIA and ISIS.
Well, how old is bin Laden? 85?
How old is George Bush?
85?
Yeah, bin Laden's probably a little younger. I think he's in his upper 70s. I think bin Laden was a younger recruit for Bush in '59.
Well, that's an interesting twist. I've always felt that.
The paperwork's there.
I've always felt that.
But the reason they killed the Warren Commission and didn't let it come out in 50 years is because he's still alive.
See, I've always felt that Daddy Prescott Bush, the one that was.
Well, he was the original arms runner back in the 1800s.
He also no, he wasn't. He was born. That's right. He was too old, too young then. But he laundered Nazi money. He laundered Nazi money, and he was a founder of Union Bank. Okay, Prescott Bush.
Well, and don't forget that Bush, our second president, was at Kennedy's execution.
The first Bush president was standing on the steps of the hospital when the ambulance arrived, and when the ambulance left.
Ironic, the CIA guy was right at
the steps. And when the ambulance left, he left.
The body?
When they switched the body. So that's what I always felt, that Kennedy was multiple shot 8 to 9 times from 8 to 9 different angles. Quite.
Look at one of my favorite terrorists is calling right now for the show.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. But anyhow, so Martin Luther King.
Well, he was also taken out because, again, he represented change. The thing that people don't realize is the FBI and other people, and I know this directly from talking to the FBI, they aren't doing what you think they're doing. They have certain stand-on orders that things they used to investigate years ago, they've been told by current administrations in past they can no longer do. So there are certain stay-away zones, and that's in the stay-away zone. But Martin Luther King and humanitarians or activists like yourself are higher priority for the FBI to watch and observe and monitor for the upper echelon, because you might actually affect people's spending habits, their voting habits, and how they support the system or not. So you're more important to them than the terrorists, because they're actually subsidizing that, and they're putting can you say Halliburton? Hell on earth. Halliburton from Texas, who made the most money off of that war aside from the Rothschilds, would be Cheney.
Cheney. Hey, we're back up on Facebook Live.
Well, and we'll be also back up on YouTube.
And we're on Clinton
that would have thrown off Bush and the Clintons' plan.
Because she wanted to be senator.
And ironically, the day before
Yes,
Kennedy
yes,
Jr.'s
yes,
plane
yes,
took off,
yes,
Senior and Junior Bush were seen at the
yes,
same airport, at the
yes,
same terminal where Kennedy's stuff was being housed. How ironic was that?
yes.
I mean, there's photographs of this stuff, guys.
Yes.
You can't suppress all of this shit. And there's enough documents floating around. And by the way, if you whack me, you're going to have videos surfacing like a motherfucker.
So let me ask you, how do we stop the killing of the rainforest?
Well, we have to start to realize we have to stop throwing shit away. If you don't want the furniture, let somebody else have it donated and start to get into sustainable living and recycling. Recycling's not enough. With all the landfills, if we started digging stuff up, I'm sure we could find furniture and clothes and stuff that's been in plastic bags for half a century. This is still in mint condition.
You'll find Guido Gattolmenci too.
Hey, you may even find where Al Capone hid the money. And you might even
Yeah,
find
but
where Hoff is at.
recycling's not enough. People have
No,
to get
that's
up
what I said. We have to
and they have to have a revolution,
these
man.
landfills and seeing what we can pull back out and make them sustainable for living. That we don't have to keep raping the lands or over polluting by over genociding animals so we can eat them with steroids up the ass. If we don't get off all these synthetics, you're going to see disease and people starting to just drop dead of heart attacks, stroke,
I will tell you this
cancer,
much.
sudden erections, or whatever, at much more rapidity than we already see now.
Stop drinking milk and stop eating meat.
Hello, you were not born from an udder. You were not born to suck on an udder. Yet we eat udders from goats, cows.
Let me tell you something.
You're putting those chromosomes into your body.
I'm going to tell you something right here. We
no wonder we sleep with animals now.
Okay, look at on a cow, you have the tits.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
right
they're
there.
called udders on cows.
Well, they're called udders.
Yeah.
Right? Udders.
We call women.
I'm going to call them tits. Because when you're on the farm, you just grab that tit. You grab a tit and you squeeze it like this, okay? Right? All right? And then you have the rectum. It's right there. Yeah.
And they don't usually scrub those tits really clean before they start to, they just slap on the machine and
milk products and meat have to go. All right, look at, we just had a potpourri thrown at you today of conversation with Kirk Kelly and me.
But we haven't lied about anything. I haven't inflated anything. You haven't inflated anything. Things we're talking about are all researchable, verifiable. The stuff Snowden and some of these other extremists are talking about are trying to let the world know are only
.thepowervoices.com right here, Monday through Friday from 5 to 6. It's a Jesse T show, live at 5. Straight on the point. The world according to Terrero. Thanks a lot, Kirk Kelly, for checking in.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot for getting that information about the rainforest. Guys, we got to do something about that because without oxygen, we're going to die.
And without good food and water sources,
we're going to die. So that's what it's all about, okay? So
I'd like
check
to
us
eat
out.
well, breathe well, and drink well.
Tomorrow, we got a great show lined up for you, 5 to 6. Got some music coming in. It's Fun Time Friday. Also got a charitable event we're going to be talking to you about tomorrow, so that's going to be kind of cool.
And we're going to get them to come to some of these wild-ass parties and get them to go like a rock star.
Well, hey, buddy, they come with me every night, 9 to 10 on the Fabulous Jesse T show.
Whoa. What kind of show are you running?
Be quiet.
They come with you.
COME, buddy.
Not me.
I think I just got myself in trouble. I'm not going to have you on the show anymore.
What do you mean? You said